Welcome back to Fishing Fever with Caleb. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to do a Texas rigged senko and also a Wacky rig. Both are super effective at catching bass and very easy to use. So pay attention. I'll teach you something here hopefully. And the first thing I'm going to show you is the products I use to do that with, the brands that I use. So what I like to use for my leader is a fluorocarbon. I use Cigar. I've had good luck with it. If your line's invisible to the fish, they're going to bite more. That's just what I've found. So I use a braided and then the Cigar fluorocarbon leader. The next thing I use is a 3/0 hook. Sometimes I use a 4, but most of the time this is what I use. I don't use any specific brand. I just like to get a quality brand, and that's about it for that. Now this is my favorite senko. It is the Strike King KVD Ochos. You can use about any color you want, but they're super high quality. Since I've used them, I've been catching more fish, even more so than the Gary Yamamoto's, which I used to use, and now I've switched over to these, and they're even slightly cheaper. So I'll show you how this works. I've tied on some fluorocarbon to a hook so you can see how it works. So I'll grab the senko, and the first thing you're going to do is you're going to pierce it through the top up to about the bend, and then you're going to come out. Now I'm going to move my fingers in a second so you can see. So what I'm doing is I'm sliding that piece up the hook. So this is what you're going to end up with right there, okay? Next thing you're going to do is you're going to put it so it lines up with the hook. Now you're going to stretch it slightly, not too much, just a little stretch. And you're going to mark it with your thumb, pinch it, and then where you're pinching it with your thumb is where the hook's going to go through, right by your thumbnail. So you're going to bend this back and come all the way through this time, okay? So then your result is going to look like that. Once you get to this point, slide it up so it meets there. Now you're going to do what's called skinning the hook. So the sharp part of the hook right there is going to go into the senko just a tiny bit to keep it weedless. So you're going to stretch back this way now, push up, boom, there you go. You now have a weedless Texas rigged senko, just like that. Now, if you're looking to see how to use it, how to fish with it, you're welcome to come back in the spring, and I'll have a video for you on how to use a Texas rigged senko for fishing for bass. Right now our lakes are frozen, so we can only ice fish, and it doesn't work so good for ice fishing. So come back in the spring, I'll put together a video, we'll teach you how to use that. The next one is the Wacky rig. A little easier. Now you use the same type of senko, the same line, but you use a different hook. So the hook is just a standard worm hook, just like that. Not too big. And there's two ways to do this. You can do it the easy way, and that's to simply hook directly through the center, just like that, and you are Wacky rigged. Now you will get more bites with this in most cases, I found, because it flutters more when it goes down because the hook is in the middle, but it's not weedless. So there's a give take. Now the other way to do it is my preferred method. So this little guy right here, this little O-ring that you can buy at a hardware store, fishing store, wherever, we're going to use this so that you save this from throwing it away. So let me show you how this works. So we're going to take our pliers that you should have needle nose. You're going to slide the O-ring right onto there. Now take the narrow part of your Ocho, or whatever brand you're using. You're going to open it up. You're going to slide it through just like this. You're going to slide it through just about to the middle where you would have normally hooked it. Now watch this. Pop it right off, just like that. It doesn't take much practice, it's fairly easy. So what you end up with is your senko with that O-ring right in the middle. Alright, so let me get my hook here. Alright, so here's the hook, and this time I'm going to come straight under that O-ring, just like that. So same result, but I'm not putting the hook through the senko. And since I've started doing this, my senkos are lasting about 5 times longer, if not more. So I would always recommend this method if you're able to do that. So thanks for watching, and make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. And just keep on watching these videos. You'll learn more, you'll catch more fish, and hopefully I will see you out there.